In this video, we are going to discuss about what are the default pre-configured indexes and how are they being used. So there are a number of default indexes which Splunk is adding in every release. Like and recently also they added a few indexes, but most of which you are already familiar. So let's discuss each and everything. So the underscore internal index. So underscore internal index, it is storing the internal logs and metrics, and you can use this index to troubleshoot. Like any time, like any issue comes, first you go and check it in the internal logs. If you are not able to find any solution or any errors or warnings or informations from that, then you can go to the different indexes. But mostly the troubleshooting can be done with the internal logs. Any like pipeline related issues, right? Any data parsing or like time stamping issues, those will be logged in the internal logs. And underscore audit logs, as the name explains, it is a audit, like user related information, what user is clicking, what they are using, triggering all the security related events, like security as in from the Splunk application point of view, Splunk software point of view. It is tracking the user activity and the search performance, all those things. Or if anyone is modifying any saved search, macro, dashboard, everything gets tracked here. So and the introspection, yeah, introspection is, it's a performance and resource usage data. So like CPU, memory, disk, those kind of information, and like how much resources are being consumed, those information you can find it in the introspection index. Metrics data. So metrics data, it is collected from various components, like it is more focusing more on the performance of the pipelines, like Splunk software, not about the hardware. It's in the Splunk software there is a performance information. So that information is being collected and under the underscore metrics index. And underscore metrics rollup, this index stores aggregated rolled up metrics for long term storage. The metrics underscore metrics data, this will be short term, but if you want to store it for longer term, you can use underscore metrics roll up index. And config tracker, this is something they recently introduced in 9 dot versions. So this is to track a configuration changes, because most of the times the problem with the Splunk is, if someone changes the configuration, we cannot keep a track of it, like what time what is changed, like from what is changed. So that is something you can use it using underscore config tracker in your production environment. You can track what configuration is changed by whom, so that will be is beneficial, and you can clearly see overall, like throughout the timeline, how the configurations were changed. So this is one of the very useful index, I would say, to keep a track of it. And DS app event on underscore DS underscore DS, like we have three DS indexes. So DS means deployment server. So all these three indexes are related to deployment servers. Okay, deployment servers, and sometimes it stores the data of distributed search as well, but mostly this is related to the deployment server app events, like a deployment server client events, deployment server phone home. So whatever the data related to the app deployments, like from the deployment server, if there is any app is being updated or if any app is deployed to clients, so that app related deployment configuration information will be stored here. And DS client, so the client related information, which client is talking to deployment server, the client information like a version and the UOS, all the other about client, that information gets stored in the DS client index. And DS phone home, so the heartbeat and the communication logs, like every 60 seconds or based on the interval whatever you specify, by default it is 60 seconds, the clients or forwarders communicate to the deployment server. So when that is what we call it as a heartbeat, every 60 seconds there will be a communication phone home we say. So that phone home related information gets stored here. You can, if you want that particular information, you can reach out to this index. And underscore telemetry, mostly on our production environment we turned this off, because this is going to collect anonymous usage statistics, and this will be used for Splunk company. So it's better to keep it disabled. And if you are don't if you're not having any secure data, if you're just doing it, you can use this. But in a production secured environments, it's good to turn off this underscore telemetry data. And the fish packet, the fish packet, this is something used in the forwarders, not in the indexers or searches. Whenever there is a forwarder, be it a universal forwarder or heavy forwarder, in that, to have a track of the fish bucket, like the monitored files and directories, this index is being used. In this index you can see what files, the hash files, crc salt, those kind of things, you can check it here. And the main index, so this is the default index for all the data with where you don't have a index name specified. If you're just trying to index the data, by default it will go to main index. And history, yes, in the history index it will show the historical searches of reports and alerts, and those information gets stored here. But if you enable, then only it gets stored here. By default there won't be anything. But the in your search and reporting tool, you might see a history, search history, right? Those things get stored here. And like in reports alerts also, some kind of a search history gets stored here. Now let's discuss about how does Splunk Enterprise stores your data. So let's assume we have a indexer, and in that indexer we are trying to index 100 MB log file. So when you are indexing the 100 MB log file, it gets stored inside the index, because when it index is the storage location. Inside that index, we'll be having multiple bucket locations, different buckets. Let's start with the hot, warm, that we will discuss in the future videos. Just think of it as a inside the folder we have a subfolder. So index is a bigger folder, root folder. Inside that bucket is a subfolder. Okay, so the data gets stored in the form of buckets. But what exactly inside the bucket? Inside each bucket, what data will be, what formats are getting stored? The first, the raw data gets stored as a compressed, and it gets stored as a journal file. Directly, the 100 MB log file gets compressed up to 15 MB, around 15 percentage it will be stored. And then once the journal file gets created, then we will the bucket will create a tsidx file. So this is like more of like our index, like in a book we will have an index page where we have each and every word, and it is referring to which page number, right? So that kind of configure tsidx file will get created. So the data, Splunk Enterprise storing your data in the form of bucket inside an index. Inside the bucket, we will have a journal file, which is nothing but a compressed raw data, and the tsidx file, which is nothing but an index of the journal files. This tsidx file will consist of each and every keyword pointing to the pages of journals. That's how it gets stored.